Okay, I think we're up. Good morning to the one person logged in. Hopefully that doesn't fall. Hi Meredith, good morning. Sorry guys, having a little issue with Wi-Fi in the club here this morning. Hopefully it maintains. I looked at the video from last week, which wasn't great, so apologies. So yeah, welcome to boot camp. If you guys, hold on, got to see me above. Welcome to boot camp, guys. We got a 45-minute workout today. If you have, actually, you don't really need weights today. We're just doing body weight stuff. So no weights, no equipment needed today, guys. If for some reason you want to grab something to add a little more resistance, make something a little bit heavier, a little bit more challenging, that's totally cool. But nothing is choreographed to have weights today. So with that being said, let's get started. Morning, Lori. Lori, did you like just get off work and get on here? Anyway. And guys, this is freestyle, so no music will be included, which means you guys can pump up whatever you got rocking out at home. One of these days I'll get coordinated so I can give myself music to work out to. Yes, ma'am, all right. So Lori's with us working out after an overnight shift at the hospital, which, more power to you. Coffeeed up, nice. All right, guys, so let's get warmed up, let's get started. So when you're ready, just start a nice easy jog on the spot. I realize we pretty much start this way every time, but hey, when it works, it works. I also think I might, while you guys are jogging, I'm gonna open the blinds in here so we get a little bit more sun, maybe. Brighten it up a bit. Show all the people that are stopping at Five Below this morning what we got going on in here. All right, guys, from that jog, bring the knees to the front. Start to lift into a high knee run. Belly brace, chest tall. See if when you're doing that high knee run, you can lean back just a little bit to help get extra height in the front of the knees. I mean, yeah, I guess your knees have backs, but anyway. And if you guys don't want to run, just march down on the spot. All right, guys, switch it to a little bounce. So I want you to set up that bounce by setting your feet right about hip distance apart. They are not going to move. We are then going to push through the outside of the feet. So we're warming up through the lateral thighs and the glutes. You can start to push a little further. If you've got a broken pinky toe like I do, this might be a little bit uncomfortable, but you know, what else? It's all good. All right, guys, now start to get a little bit lower in that bounce. So take your hips to the back. So we're more in a squat stance. Starting to engage all the muscles of the thighs and getting us warm and ready. Speaking of squats, set your feet. Sink into one. Weight in the heels, hips back and down. Chest is up tall. And if you want to slow down that squat and try to see if maybe you can get a little bit lower in your range, all good. This is about opening up the hips, warming up the thighs, warming up the ankles a little bit. All right, so now from there, squat, plank, squat, and stand. But it's a warm up, so we're not going too crazy in that burpee yet. Pull this down just a hair. So again, guys, feet squat, jump back, in, and stand. Brace the belly as you jump back. Hips stay long. Hips stay long. Hips don't go low. That's what I wanted to say. So when we jump back, we want that nice strong level plank. Then we stand and do it again. So you can hear my breath, how hard I'm bracing as I jump back into that plank. All right, guys, everybody come to the floor, hold plank. We're gonna do a little warm up for the shoulders. So you can take the feet a little bit outside of the hips. We're gonna tap the shoulder, reach forward, and put the hand down. Tap, reach, and down. Trying to hold the belly as still as you can. If you need to bring the knees to the floor, bring the knees to the floor. Before you lift into that tap, feel the hand that's staying on the floor. Press down further so we're stabilizing through the arm that's on the ground. All right, guys, try to do one more each side, and then come back to stand. We got jump jacks. So reach the fingertips high above the head. You can stay up on your toes for this one. We're going old school. Heart rate should be a little higher now, starting to breathe heavy. And use that movement in the upper body, guys, to warm up the shoulders, the upper back. You can even get in there and start squeezing as you come down, so we're working into the back of the body too. All right, guys, and last move. One more set of high knees, but this time, I want you to go for speed. So see how quickly you can pump it up for these last 5 seconds. All right, and hold. Okay, guys, so first section of the workout. We have 4 different movements for 8 reps. And we are taking 12 minutes to try and get through those 4 moves, 8 reps, 8 times. So, first move, we're gonna step back into a lunge. I feel like I should try to come like, there we go, where the wall's white behind me so my pants don't blend into the cabinetry. All right, guys, so we're gonna step back long into a lunge. And then from here, we've got 8 pulses. So a little push off the floor. If you don't want to leave the floor, just pulse, but don't leave that lunge. And make sure as we're pulsing, we are pushing straight up and down, still trying to come settle back into that 90-90. So 8 on one, 8 on the other. Then we come to the floor, we have a step up plank. So starting in plank, then forearm to the floor, and then back up. Then we switch sides. Now what I want you to do is brace here so that when you're walking, quote unquote, you're not doing this. You're not wiggling through the middle. You gotta squeeze real hard to keep that from happening. Then we are coming onto our backs for hip bridges. 8. Pushing right up off the floor, trying not to let the hips touch in between. And then last time we roll over, we take the face towards the floor, thumbs to the ceiling, we lift up, we pull in, release. Superman row. So again, guys, 8 pulse lunges each side, 8 walking planks, 8 total, not 8 each side, 8 bridges, 8 Superman rows. We want to try and get through that 8 times. We have 12 minutes. Starting in 3, 2, 1. 12 on the default amount. All right, guys, let's go. So 12 minutes, starting with those pulse lunges. 8 on one, 8 on the other. So as we step back, feet are hip distance, and we're pushing up and out of the floor. Then stepping back, switching sides. Try and feel that push up out of the front heel. And guys, 12 minutes is a fair amount of time, So don't worry about speeding through this. Set up that solid plank and then walk down, up, and switch. If you need to bring the knees to the floor, knees to the floor. But we are still bracing super hard through that midsection so that the torso is not rotating. I lost count. Let's do one more each time, just in case. Then hip bridges, guys. Coming onto the back. Palms to the ceiling, shoulder blades drive down into the floor. Heels drive down, lifting the glutes. And again, see if you can keep your hips from touching between reps. And then Superman row. So we're on our stomach, gaze stays towards the floor, guys. Don't crane your neck back. Thumbs to the ceiling. We lift up, elbows pull in, release, and down. All right, we're gonna come back up and go again. And guys, if you don't want to jump those lunges again, you can stay right here and take that pulse without leaving the floor. But the key is, we're not coming all the way out of that lunge to a semi-resting position at the top. We want to keep a soft bend in the knee, so there's constant tension in the muscle for those 8 reps. Plank on the floor. Again, knees or toes. Brace that middle, guys. So as we sit down, everything squeezes tight. Now, if I don't do that, I don't know if you're going to be able to see the difference. Maybe I want to go that way. Woo, woo, woo. So, if I'm not squeezing super hard, this is going to start to happen. So you see how my hips are kind of rocking a little bit. That's what we don't want. We want everything super tight and still as possible. And then on our backs to bridge. Am I still? Nope, lost me on Instagram. Coming back now. When you lift in that Superman, guys, make sure you are lifting your thighs up off the floor. So squeezing the glutes and hamstrings, squeezing the upper back, and then as the elbows roll in, we want to feel it relax. Those big wing muscles along the back side of the ribs. Think I did 2 before I stop talking? Or stop 2 talk? That, guys. Hopefully you're moving a little quicker than I am because I keep stopping to talk and coach you. We are at 7.5 minutes left. In that plank, on your toes, you can't control that wiggle. Come down to the knees. Working from the knees and really finding that stillness and that super strong brace in the middle is going to serve you better than trying to bang your out up on your toes just because you think toes are harder or better, but wiggling all over the place in the middle. Also, you guys are at home. No one's judging you. No one's going, oh, look, Meredith is why should you on your knees today? No. Even if you're in the clubs, guys, who cares? It's your workout. It's your membership. It's your life. Do what you need to do. Who cares what anybody else says or thinks? If you guys want a little more intensity in those hip bridges, two options. If you have weights at home, you can add weights to your hips. The other option, which is going to make our circle a little bit longer, you can do single leg bridges, 8 on one side, 8 on the other. Or you might be like, nope, my glutes are feeling it with both feet on the floor, I'm good. 5.5 minutes left. I should have gotten a little tally because I don't know what round this is. Might be 3, might be 4. Another option, guys, if you're struggling with those Supermans, you can keep the feet on the floor and just focus on the lift in the upper body and not worry about the lower. Woo. 4.5 minutes, guys. Hopefully you all have music playing so you're not just listening to this awkward silent round of work. I'm going to try and get 2 more in. If you got to 8 rounds, you can keep working, or you can pause and take a little recovery. Minute 45. So staying in this lunge stride, guys, for a little pop. I know we're at the end, but you should feel a little more stability work in having to control out of that jump and softly back into that lunge. Same thing with the walking plank, stability through the shoulders, through the core, as well as strength training to isolate the muscle groups. Last 15, guys. If you want to finish it up, keep working. I'm being a bad example right now because normally I'm like, push right up to the time. But 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, next round. We're going a little more cardio focused, a little higher intensity. So we had 8 minutes. We are climbing up a ladder, a figurative ladder? That's the word I was looking for. So, what we've got, guys, 3 moves. We've done enough ladder drills, you should know how it works. For 8 minutes, you are adding reps. So your moves are a lateral burpee. So we jump over, we hit the floor, we jump over, we hit the floor. Yes, I'm gonna be mean and make right and left 1. Then, we come down to the ground for mountain climbers. Right and left is 1. Then, 1 tricep push-up. So I want that to be a narrow grip push-up, focusing on driving the elbows behind, so we're working big into the back of the arms. So, again, lateral burpee, right and left is 1. No push-up in the burpee, unless you really want to do a whole bunch of push-ups. Then mountain climbers, right and left knee towards the chest is 1, and then tricep push-ups. Again, it's a ladder drill, so we're starting with 1 rep and seeing how high we can get in 8 minutes. So this is an extended ladder, guys. So we want to focus more on endurance than like balls to the wall as hard as we can go, because 8 minutes is a long time to maintain that. So try and keep a pace that allows you to move for the entire 8 minutes and maximize that time, as opposed to going super crazy at the beginning and then having to take a really long rest to recover. All right, guys, 8 minutes. Woo, let's get that started. I keep picking all these weird times that don't exist as presets. In 3, 2, 1, go. So lateral burpee. So we're taking a leap to the side, dropping to the floor, and then leap to the side, dropping to the floor. Then we come back to the floor, mountain climbers. Right and left is 1, and then we've got 1 tricep push-up. Then we're jumping up, we're doing it again. Over, hit the deck. Over, hit the deck. Go again. 2. Now I will give you permission as we build that, guys. If on that last burpee, you want to stay on the floor and not stand back up to get back down into mountain climbers, we'll give you that 1 little cheat. Mountain climbers, you got 1 and 2, and then 2 tricep push-ups. Then you're up again, going for 3. Again, you want 8 minutes. That was 1 minute. On these lateral burpees, guys, as you push off the floor, try to keep the feet right under your hips. So we don't want to come in and go wide. We want to evenly push off and land as we come across the floor. Did I push off or did I just jump? I think I pushed off. Let's hit a burpee. If you guys are like, man, I'm not feeling these burpees today, you can take that lateral jump lunge, lunge. Lateral jump, lunge, lunge. Again, that's if you're struggling with shoulder issues, wrist issues, you're just really freaking tired today and you want to get it in, but those burpees are killing you. We all have those days. That's why we build in choices and modifications. So we can do what we got to do. Because you know, even if you're struggling now, you're going to feel so much better when it's done. And so much better for the fact that you did it. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, make sure you remember what number you finished on, because this is coming back again later. Only because I just did it. After you guys take that lateral jump, as you go to head to the floor for your burpee, don't fold forward and get lazy. Bring the butt back and down, hit that squat, then put your hands on the floor from a safe position. Jump back, jump in. So again, we're not rounding, we're not just falling to the floor. We're purposefully sitting back and down, then placing our hands, jumping in and back. I have no idea what number I'm on. I think I'm on 4. I don't know how many burpees I've done. I don't know why I worry so much about where I am, like you guys are going to be able to tell and think that I'm cheating. Because clearly y'all are worried about you right now, right? My lateral jumps are sad today, guys. I'm not getting a whole lot of width here. And you all are halfway through your time. That's 4 minutes in, 4 minutes to go. On those push-up, guys, think about corkscrewing your hands into the floor. So like a little twist once you place down. So you're really engaging all the muscles of the upper body to help in that lift. Yes, it's push focus. Yes, it's chest focus. But you can get everything working here. Figured out what it is. I'm like subconsciously hesitant to push to this side because this foot is where the broken toe is and that lateral push is not very comfortable. Not that I'm advocating for just ignoring the fact that you have a broken toe and continuing to do what you do, but sometimes, I stopped too long. I don't know if I'm on 5 or 6. I think 5. You guys have 90 seconds left. Hopefully you've done a good job on your pacing. You've continued to work throughout this 8 minutes, and you guys are getting ready to finish strong. And what we're gonna say, the number that you need to remember is the number that you completed. So like if we finish and say you're at 10, but you only get through 10 of the burpees, we're gonna count 9 as your number. So last section fully completed. You got 1 minute, guys, 1 minute. As you jump across that burpee, make sure you're not doing what I'm doing and being lazy and keeping that butt kind of pushed out as you come up from that burpee. Try to stand fully and then lift the glutes in as you take that lateral leap. 30 seconds, team, 30 seconds. All right, team, that's your time. So again, remember that top number that you finish. And again, it's full set. So like I just finished in 6 burpees. So when we go back to this, my starting number will be 5. Now, we're making this a somewhat repetitive workout today, but I feel like that's a good mental challenge because as we start to get physically tired, bringing something fresh makes it easier to not focus on the fact that we're tired because our brain's trying to figure out what's going on. So we are going back to our first set, but we're doing it for half time. So we're doing 6 minutes, 4 reps each, and we are trying to get through 4 rounds in 6 minutes. 4. Where's that number? There it is. 4. 4 in 6 minutes. So again, that's that jump lunge. What was second? Walking plank, hip bridge, and then Superman with a row. And if you guys want to add weight this time, if you want to make that pulse lunge more of a plyo lunge, what I want though in that plyo lunge, if you're going to go bigger, is you are jumping up and then re-landing back on that side, not switching legs. All right, guys, so 6 minutes, half the time we did before, half the reps we did before, but we're tired. Well, I am. You guys have probably worked a lot harder than I have, so I'm sure you are too. All right, guys, 6 minutes in 3, 2, 1, go. So this time it's just 4 lunges. And then switch. And if you guys are struggling with lunges, you can also do a little single leg pop squat. That actually might be a little harder for balance, depending on where you're working, because you don't have that sort of kickstand foot behind you to catch. And then guys, on this one, since we're only doing 4, maybe try those walking planks up on your toes, because it's just 4. You can take your time with it and really move slowly and deliberately, keeping everything squeezed in as you move. All right, and then hip bridges. Again, if you want to do single leg, you can do single leg. If you want to, you can even try a little plyometric push in that hip bridge. I can't really do it because I don't have a towel and when I push off, I just slide back across the floor because I'm sweaty. But if you're at home and you're on a mat or you're on carpet, go for it. And then the last level up option I'll give you guys for the lower body, instead of just lifting from your feet, bend your knees, turn your toes out, you go 45-degree angle there, put your heels together, and then as you lift, really try to get the thighs off the floor, and feel how that squeezes more into the glutes and hamstrings. So again guys, level up options, we're down to 4 minutes. Now, what I feel happening personally on myself when I'm doing that is I am pushing way more out of the back leg than I am out of the front heel, which is not what I want. I want the work to come from the front heel and the front glute. That one was better. What was next? Oh, walking legs. Can't even remember my own workout. And I built it. Remember on those bridges, guys, palms to the ceiling. Make sure you're not pushing, using the upper body. All right, halfway through the rounds, about halfway through the time, we got 2.5 minutes left. And again, guys, if you don't want to jump, you still have that option to keep the feet on the floor for the lunges. Push out of the front heel. Don't slip on your sweat that's on the floor. Wait, walk in place. 90 seconds. And again, just like the first time, guys, if you finish up, if you get through 4 rounds of 4, you can keep going and add a 5th, or you can take a rest. It's all good. We are trying to keep this more in steady state cardio. So if you're wearing that heart rate monitor, should be more green and yellow, maybe a little bit of blue, not necessarily pushing that yellow and red zone training. So we want a little bit slower, a little bit more deliberate in our movement. Really thinking about feeling all the muscles that we're working, as opposed to really just trying to go big and heavy and hard to get that heart rate up and to see a big number on our fitness monitor in the calories burned category. Because guys, not all calories burned are created equal. Similarly to how all calories consumed are not created equal. So you could have, I don't know, 300 calories in a Twix bar, which I love. That's like my candy bar weakness is Twix bars and pretzel M&Ms. Or you can have 300 calories worth of a vegetable, and those same amount of calories are going to do totally different things for your body. The same thing happens when we're working out. All right, guys, last 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Last round, last section, we are going back to our ladder, excuse me. So once again, we're taking 8 minutes, but this time we're going down. So whatever that top number you hit, that's where you're starting. So lateral burpee, mountain climbers, and tricep push-ups. Last 8 minutes. In 3, 2, 1. Whoop, whoop, come on, watch. Go. 8 minutes, guys. So start at the top and make your way back down. So this is where I'm going to say it's okay to go a little heavier, because you know your end point. You have an end point. Once you do 1, you are finished. So if it takes you less than 8 minutes, great. This is where we can push that red zone, that yellow zone a little bit in our heart rate training. We can go hard because it's the end. There's nothing left to come. And again, you're not trying to hit a time, you're trying to hit a rep count. So I'm talking too much. I'm sure you guys are already working hard. Let's finish this one out strong. And when you guys do finish, pop a little note into the comments there and let me know you're done. 1 minute has already passed. I haven't even started yet. But I think that's because I'm tired today and I got 4 more classes to teach. Woo woo! Now, again, I say this a lot, but do as I say, not as I do. Your fitness instructors are terrible people to listen to when it comes to how you should build your fitness routine. Because we're like junkies for teaching, and so we love getting to see you guys and being in front of you guys and watching you celebrate. Which is why I always ask you guys to throw in the comments how you did today. Because I like to see it and I like to celebrate with you. Alright, I'm going to stop talking now and I'm going to jump in. Except I forgot to jump first. Alright, scratch that, reset, taking a mulligan, now it's time to go. Down to 5 minutes, team. Again, when you are done, you are done. Celebrate it, shout it out, and then feel good and ready to rock and roll on your day. Rock and roll on your day, on with your day. I think it both works. They both work. Wow. Not only am I sucking it up in this workout, I also can't talk anymore. Sentences aren't forming the way that they should. And now I've almost successfully killed half the time in this last block of work. Ooh. I'm also struggling because I'm leaving so much swirl over the floor. I keep slipping every time I try to push off. So I guess if I'm leaving sweat on the floor, I'm doing something right, right? Three and a half minutes, team. Again, as you wrap up, don't be afraid to shout it out. Minute 45, guys. And then we are done. Oh, yep. Whew. You almost just witnessed the end of me. Wiped out on sweat again. Under a minute to go, guys. You got 45 seconds. So I talked a lot on my first one, so I didn't get very far. I talked a lot on my second one, and I still managed to finish. Last 20 seconds, guys. If you are still working, finish it up strong. This is the last bit of movement, team. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right, guys, so that was the second half of our ladder, second time through the ladder, and that is the end of our workout. So, as your heart rate's coming down, take a second to take a couple stretches. So if you come down to the floor, if you're standing, step one leg forward, open up through the hip flexor. Push the hips back. Again, you can do this standing or kneeling. Find a hamstring stretch. And switch sides. Other foot forward. Lean in to open up the top of the hip, top of the thigh. I guess the top of your hip is up here. And then hips back, hamstring stretch. All right, guys, and if you did not already, come up to a standing position. Whoop, bring one heel to the glutes, big stretch for the quads. Knees together, hips push through. Step down and switch. One last stretch, guys. Put the foot behind, weight in the back heel. Lift your hips to the side wall so you get a nice big stretch through the IT band. And switch sides. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in this morning. That was boot camp. I'm Amelia. Whew. Have a great day. Thanks, guys.